Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Action Comics number 9. So again, there's no Superman on the cover again. It's a guy with like a race car or something. A smashing offense. So it's sports data. Krusty, is his name Krusty? Mathewson never pitched a game for the Giants on Sunday. Okay. C. Frankton of Montreal ran a mile in 5:38. I don't know, 2/5 on snowshoes. I guess 5 miles. 1928. I'm gonna wrestle my price. I don't. Hank Greenberg, Detroit first baseman, received $20 per minute of play with the Brooklyn Jewels baseball team, a record amount for player. Yeah, that went up by like probably a billion. 1934. Here's a mark for present day pitchers to shoot at. Urban shooter pitcher pitching for Toronto of the International League. Hurled 54 consecutive scoreless innings, 1916. When Ty Cobb retired from baseball, he had tied 90 major league records, largely due to the sensational running of Willie Heston, the Michigan football team of 1901, rolled up to 550 points in 11 games and were themselves unscored on. Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, a lot of these facts are probably being beaten a bunch of times. But it was in 1939. This was before World War II. So Superman, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, lifting tremendous weights, jumping stupendous heights and distances, running faster than a bullet, rending steel with his bare hands. These are the astonishing physical attributes which aid Superman, savior of the helpless and oppressed, in his never ceasing war and injustices. Office of the Chief of Police. Gentlemen of the press, I have summoned you here to witness an announcement of unusual importance. Stow the build-up, Chief, and let's have the info. You're not addressing a ladies' luncheon, Chief. It's come to the point at once, or I'll come to the point at once. As you know, a man possessing super strength named Superman has torn down our slum area, causing modern apartments to be placed crowded tenements. So that happened last issue. Good for him. What the world needs is a couple more guys like him. Yeah, I don't think regular people will be like saying that was a good thing though, because he destroyed people's houses. I get why Superman was doing it, but it's still like ordinary people around Metropolis won't understand what was going on. But they think Superman was a bad guy because they don't know anything about Superman. They don't really know too much about him. So, regardless of his motives and our personal approval of them, the fact remains that he has wantonly destroyed public property and must pay the full penalty to the law, just like any other transgressor. And you're going to catch Superman. No, Chief, you're getting funnier every day. We have made every effort to apprehend Superman and failed. And so now, as a last resort, I have imported Detective Captain Riley. Ever hear of him, boys? Ever hear of him? I should say so. Why, he's the Chicago Dick who, wow, This is unusual announcement. This is unusual. Boys, where he is in person, Detective Captain Riley, the cop with the 100% record, the officer of the law who always gets his man, the fellow who is going to play Superman behind the bars. Yes, sir, boys, that's me, 100% Riley. Is that true, Riley, that in all your years as a sleuth, you never failed to get your man? Gentlemen, in my entire career, I have been assigned to track down 800 men, and today all 800 of those men are in prison. Incredible, isn't it, boys? You can write this down. Superman is as good as in the clink right now. Clark Kent, a scribe for the Daily Star, whispers to another reporter. Of all the conceited windbags, shush. I heard you. Conceited, am I? Why, you measly little insect. I ought to. Don't hit me. I was just joking. Lay off, Riley. You didn't mean anything. So you think I'm a windbag, eh? Well, I'll show you. I'll have Superman captured within 2 days. What do you say to that? Gulp. Later at the newspaper office, Clark got his story all right, but he almost got a poke in the jaw in addition. You should have seen his face, Lois. It went white. I was afraid Clark would faint. The coward. Shortly later, don't forget, Lois, promised me I could take you to the movie tonight. Clark Kent, I despise you. Jesus. Yeah, she hates him. Like, all the issues, he's basically insulting him. What? But you've been so friendly lately. I was beginning to hope. I absolutely loathe you, you contemptible weakling. Don't dare ever even talk to me anymore. You don't fool me. It's someone else. Tell me, Lois, who is the person whom you love? Tell me. Don't be silly. Why? Don't lie. I watched you when you've thought you were alone. A tender, faraway look creeps into your eyes. You're thinking of him. Beeping and snooping, eh? I might have expected it of you. Yes, there is someone. Who? He's grand, he's glorious, he's terrific. He's everything you're not. Brave, bold, handsome, superb. Who is he? Superman. Slowly, as though stunned, Clark releases Lois. Well, he shouldn't be that surprised. I mean, Superman kissed Lois kissed Superman, I think in like issue 5 or 4, when she saved him from the dam. Like, Lois Lane kissed him, so Superman? Yes, now go away and don't bother me. Dazed, bewildered, crushed, Kent walks slowly off. Maybe I was too harsh with him, but I can't help it. He sickens me. He turns into an empty office. Lois in love with Superman. But once the door is shut behind him, an amazing thing occurs. His woeful expression disappears. He clutches his sides and doubles, then shrieks with laughter. Another moment, and I couldn't have suppressed it any longer. Police headquarters. You've been sitting at my desk for the past 3 hours, smoking up my cigars. When are you going to do something about capturing Superman? Patience, sir. I'm thinking. Thinking? Is that what you believe we had you transferred to the city before? I've been doing some thinking myself. If you don't give out with some action right away. Action, that's it, action. Have I your permission to handle this case my own way, Chief? Certainly, but for heaven's sake, get started, or... Hello, operator, I want action. Connect me. with the editor of every newspaper in town. Ah, you've got an idea. You bet, just listen. Hello, editor of the Daily Star? Police headquarters calling. Get this. A $5,000 reward will be awarded to the person causing the capture and arrest of Superman. Why, you are crazy. Or are you crazy? Now take it easy, Chief. You said I could handle this case my own way, didn't you? Well, that's the way I always start off. I see that a large reward is offered for a desperado's capture. Then I will collect it myself. Lois receives a shock when she sees the afternoon headlines. No, how awful. Daily Star, $5,000 reward for Superman capture. Mortimer Snoop, an amateur detective, also cites the headlines. $5,000, a tidy sum. What I couldn't do with $5,000. At that instant, I don't want to live. If only I could die. Or if only I could die. Doctor, what's wrong? It's Saunders, mental patient. He slugged me and crawled through that window. We've got to stop him before he kills himself. Calling car K7. Proceed to City Hospital. Patient attempts suicide. Holy mackerel, did you hear that? Please, boss, can I cover it? Go to it, Kent. Get him. Kent, he's out of reach. Within an alley, a short distance off, Clark Kent strips off his outer garments and stands revealed in the Superman costume. Not a second to waste. Oh my goodness. As Superman leaps upward out of view, he does not realize that Mortimer Snoop has been an accidental witness to the transformation. Wait, if he's... Oh, okay. He jumped out of sight. My lord. It must have been. Superman. $5,000. A telephone. I gotta find a telephone. Hello? For gosh sake, I mean, is this Detective Captain Riley? About that $5,000. Do I get it if I tell you where you can capture Superman? You know where Superman is? Speak up. Man, where are you? Never mind about the reward. We'll settle that later. I'll be right down. Why, Captain Riley, what's your hurry? Wouldn't you hurry too, babe, if you had a date with $5,000? Later. You the Mortimer Snoop who phoned me? Quick, what do you know? I saw a man remove some clothes over there, then jump off in the sky. I was sure it was Superman. Now, about the reward. No identification marks on these garments. All I can do is wait and hope he returns for them. If he does, I'll nab him. You'll nab him? But I saw him first, sir. Are you trying to get me out of the reward money? If this nut thinks I'm gonna get a cut out of... He's gonna get a cut out of my $5,000. He's got another guest coming. Why don't you run along, bud? There's liable to be some shooting when Superman shows up. I'll remain if you don't mind. If he thinks he's gonna bilk me out of my reward money, he's very much mistaken. And so, with the vision of Superman and his $5,000 almost in their grasp, the two begin an impatient wait. 4 minutes, the lunatic had remained poised on the ledge, undecided as to whether he should jump or not. It's so far to the street, it might hurt me, but then it'll be over in a minute. Finally he jumps. Yee! From atop another building, he leapt. Can I make it? Superman launches himself out and downward in a frantic effort to save the demented man's life. Fingers almost touching pavement near. Got him. Next instant, the Superman strikes the sidewalk. It explodes in a hail of stony fragments, but the maniac is saved. Woo, that was a matter of seconds. As attendants rush from the hospital, here, take him. But who? What? Before they can stammer questions, Superman springs away. Now to pick up my clothes and write the news article. What's keeping the guy anyway? Maybe he won't show up. I wish this lug would scram. Quite possible. If only I could get rid of him, I'd have the reward all to myself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's this? Looks like my big-mouthed persecutor, Detective Captain Riley. I'll keep a sharp lookout. This may prove entertaining. If I pretend to leave, maybe he'll do the same. I can sneak back later and capture Superman myself. Well, I'm giving up this false alarm chase. I advise you to do the same. Goodbye. He's going. Good. I'll pretend to do the same. Sneak back later. I believe you're right. Good night. Goodbye, Detective Captain. Hey, he's leaving all right. Soon the coast will be clear. Boy, have I got brains. No sight of Riley. Now to sneak back. 1 minute later, the two meet again, face to face on the same spot. I dropped something when I left. Thought I'd stroll back and look for it. You're lying, you sneaking little pipsqueak. You wanted to cop the reward dough for yourself. Don't get violent. Look. What? The clothes, they're gone. He returned and got them while we were gone. You scheming rat. It was entirely your fault. You were partially to blame yourself. Above them. I'm afraid the Detective Captain is burning up. Eluding the pursuing Riley, Snoop darts into an alley and triumphantly removes a slip of paper from his jacket. Little does Riley suspect, but I extracted this from a pocket of the suit before it disappeared. A memorandum. Must remember to attend the something reception tonight. So Superman will be at this party, eh? Well, so shall I. $5,000. You're practically on my bank book right now. That evening, Soup presents himself at the Duncan home but receives an unexpected rebuff. But I tell you, it's important I enter. Sorry, sir, no one can enter without an invitation. I can't huff this opportunity. I've got to do something. Wait, I've got it. Hello, Daily Star. May I speak to the Society editor? Lois, working overtime, answers the phone. She isn't in, but can I take the message? I want to get into the Duncan residence to make an important capture. I definitely know that Superman will be there. If you can get me into the party, I'll see that your paper gets the story first. My name, Mortimer Snoop. I must get to the party first and warn Superman. I believe I can help you. Meet me in front of the Duncan residence. Later. Here she is. She'll tell you to let me in. Good evening, Miss Lane. Shall I admit this person who persists he knows you? I don't know him, and I don't care to. Yeah, Lois Lane in these early Superman stories is like a real bitch. But I don't know. That means you exit. Now, get going before I call the police. I've been double-crossed. She wants the reward money for herself. As a last resort, Snoop phones Riley. Riley, this is Snoop. Listen. I practically got Superman in the palm of my hand. Hurry, here at once. I've canceled an important engagement for this. If this is a bum steer, I'll get us into the Duncan home and we got him. That moment at the party. Clark, it's you. Oh, I've never been happier to see anyone in all my life. this afternoon. Clark, someone has learned Superman is to be here tonight. You've got to help me find and warn him. But how will I recognize him? And perhaps, why should I help you after all you said today? Sorry, but I'm not to admit. You'll be really sorry if you try to stop us. Police headquarters. Phooey to you. There are fully 24 men here. Now how in the heck are we supposed to know which is Superman? It's possible he may again be wearing ordinary clothes over his uniform. If such is the case, all we need to do is search everyone, and we'll have our man. Too late. That horrid little man is here with the policeman. Why didn't you help me when we had time? I hope they don't search everyone. I'm still wearing my uniform under these clothes. I'm Detective Captain Riley from headquarters. All the men line up against the wall to be searched. This is one time Superman won't get away from me. From us, you mean? Well, so it's 100% Riley, still on the trail of the big bad villain. Do you by any chance also suspect me of being Superman? Who knows, maybe you are. Get back in the line. I ain't taking any chances. Keep your eyes open, fella, and you'll see Detective Captain Riley make his greatest arrest of his brilliant career. The search begins. Careful, Captain, I'm ticklish. Shut your yap. Oh, Riley. What? Well, what do you want? About the reward. I'll get it, won't I? Clark holds his breath. Soon it will be his turn to be searched, and then discovery of his true identity is inevitable. Of all the nerve. I capture Superman, and you want the reward. Well, at least I'll get a small portion of the $5,000, won't I? Beat it, you insect. You bother me. Get this straight. That reward dough goes to me alone, every penny of it. Your next palsy. Whisper palsy. If I only had an opportunity to do something without me giving away my secret, but the truth will be out now in a matter of moments. Double cross me, will he? I'll show him. If I don't get that reward money, no one will. Infuriated at Riley's attitude, Snoop reaches for the light switch. The lights, who did that? Turn them on, quick. What's that blue thing? No, that's not like my screen or anything. That's like in the scan. It's weird. Anyway, I guess that's like a reflection or something. Whoever did this will get a poke in. Oh my gosh. Standing in the center of the room, the object of the detective captain's search, looking for me, Riley? Superman. Simultaneously, Riley and Snoop leap for their prey. Got you at last. He's mine. Both crash instantly against Superman. Both crash against Superman the same instant. Skulls meet super tough skin, stunning them into unconsciousness. You're mistaken, boys. I've got you. Seizing his discarded garments, Superman springs through a nearby window. Lois rushes to look after him. He was colossal, but I didn't even have the opportunity to speak to him. Shucks. Next morning headlines. Daily Star, 99% Riley leaves town in hurry. Attempt to capture Superman, a failure. The end. So further adventures of Superman are to be found only in Action Comics. Don't miss an issue. So yeah, that's the end of this comic. If you guys want me to read a specific comic, just let me know down in the comments below. If you could like, comment, or subscribe, that'd be appreciated. And I'll see you guys later.